Good day, folks. So, just jumping into House Flipper 2 again. I was, after I did my last House Flipper 2, the mod.io game, which was from the community tab, I decided to take a look at some of the other ones I had saved, and I found this one called Hoard Cleaning, or Hoard, yeah, I think it's called Hoard Cleaning. I'll flip up, I keep saying flip up a picture of the description of the property that I am cleaning. So I decided to do the work on it, and it was a really fun project to work on, to the point where I actually took the file or the property, I don't know how you want to say it, and I actually saved it, and I switched it from being a job to being a house. And so I actually went ahead and I redid the entire property on my own, in my own style, I guess you could say, and revamped it the way that I wanted to. And the reason why I did this was, number one, I liked the layout of the house. It was just really a very, I don't know how to say it, but it was just the kind of house that I could see myself living in. How kind of house that I could see myself buying, and just kind of a house that you could see yourself, your grandparents living in, and going to visit your grandparents, kind of thing. Because that's kind of the idea, that this feeling that this house gave to me. Um, so I think the concept of the house, though, and the creation of the house, was that it was someone who had a bit of a hoarding problem, and as you can see, this person had a lot of hoarding. There are newspapers everywhere. There's empty, dirty boxes. There's mouse traps everywhere. It was quite an ordeal. If it was in real life, it would be quite the thing to see. But in a game, it was so much fun to be able to do all this cleaning. I won't bother you with all the details of everything, because there's nothing really too exciting about this flip per se, but there is some things that later on do tend to kind of get me questioning what is really going on in this game, this property, because really when you go through it and you look around, it doesn't seem like anything out of the ordinary, but then as you progress more and you see stuff, you start realizing maybe there's something not quite right with this. So I am doing a speed run for it. Obviously I recorded it in real time, but I am just playing in fast forward mode, just so you can get a feel for what it is, because later on I will slow down the section that takes the before and after pictures, and then I'll do my little walkthrough of the house, of how I fixed it up. I just realized now, watching this video, that I didn't put any flowers in those little window boxes. That kind of disappoints me, because I had planned on doing that and I didn't. So it's kind of sad. There were many holes in this per property. I feel quite bad about it. Not bad, but like, just, oh my god, can't imagine living in a house that has big gaping holes in the foundation. But obviously it happens. So I do go ahead and I fix it, and I do all the cleaning and all that kind of stuff outside. There's really not much to do outside, but it is what it is. And I did the same thing when I redid it. I didn't do anything on the exterior. I just literally just went ahead and filled in the holes, and redid the siding in the places that needed to be filled in because of the holes that I had filled, and that was it. That's all I did. I really didn't do much else. Um, I'm not, as I've mentioned in previous other House Flipper jobs. I don't, even with the garden DLC on House Flipper 1. I'm just not a landscaping type person. I have seen comments in on the Facebook House Flipper page that some people just really love doing it, and it's one of their favorite things to do, and for me it's one of the least favorite things to do. The only thing I really enjoy doing, usually in that one with the DLC, is I like to cut the grass, and that's about it. I do enjoy being able to put trees and shrubs and all that kind of stuff in, but it's not something that I really care all that much. I do appreciate the fact that with House Flipper 1 you can, with House Flipper 2, with the ground, you can I don't know. You can do stuff with the ground to make sidewalks and that without having to lay down slabs of concrete. That's something I absolutely hate in House Flipper One, but in House Flipper Two, you just literally just use your little building tool, and you can build the ground almost like you're pouring concrete, and you can just cover it in whatever kind of stone or whatever it is raw material you want. In this case, it's like a mossy covered stone that they're using, and I actually ended up using it also for my own build because I quite like it. It's one of my favorite ones. I think the brushed concrete, I think that's what it's called. That's my other favorite one, but I do actually end up using it in the basement because this property does have a basement. This property actually comes with it's 2 stories plus basement with 2 bedrooms, 1.5 baths, so one uh, full-size bath upstairs and one two-piece bath downstairs. There's a kitchen and a living room. There's no real dining room to speak of. I do sort of make a little dining area in my do-over of the property, but in this property they just have like a little eat-in kind of. The kitchen has a little corner that they have a table and chairs, and that's about it. There was, despite how much garbage there was that was picked up and thrown out in this property, there was not a lot of selling to be done. Now, when it comes to, if you're not familiar with House Flipper 2 with the mod jobs, you don't actually make any money. It says, oh yeah, you made $60,000 or $250,000. Yeah, you don't actually make that kind of money. Unfortunately, it doesn't actually go into your wallet, into your real wallet, which is really disappointing because boy, that would be fun if you could. I've said that before. I think I said that in my last video that I did a similar type job before, because that $250,000 would probably help a lot of people. But it's fun when you because if you're unfamiliar, in order to access this, you have to go through sandbox mode. And sandbox mode, everything is free in this one. There are games out there that sandbox mode you still have to use money, not real life money. It's not one of those kind of games that you have to, what is it, in-app purchases and all that kind of stuff. But they do have it, so you have to use real money, and I did find that out the hard way with House Builder. That game, I was very disappointed. I had done the demo for it, and I think you had to build an igloo for the demo. And at first I was like, oh, yeah, I'm not sure about this, and then I kind of got into it, and I kind of liked it, so I bought the game, and I spent $11 on it because it was on sale, and boy, was I disappointed at. I did I think like a mud hut, and then I started a log cabin, and by which I mean I did not finish said log cabin. I think I was only like 20% of the way through, and I'd already been working on it for like an hour. It was very time consuming, and I absolutely hated the the mechanics of it. It was not good whatsoever. I keep coming back to this game over and over again, and I'm glad that even in House Flipper One they have the option to be able to build now, because there have been a couple of properties where I've actually used the building function in there. I never thought I would, but it's because it's not quite as easy, I guess you could say, to build in House Flipper One as it is in House Flipper Two. But it you eventually figure it out, kind of thing. Lots of vacuuming in this game. Does House Flipper One have vacuuming? I can't remember. I think it does. I can never remember. But you'll see, like this, some of this furniture. One of the reasons why I wanted to buy it was because a lot of the furniture was left behind. You didn't have to replace the furniture. You were mostly just like fixing the floors and the walls and all that kind of stuff, and throwing out garbage, and that was kind of it. You didn't get to really see what the place looked like completely restored. They kept a lot of the same things. The worn in, whatever this hallway kind of thing is, this shoe bench thing. They kept a lot of the old furniture and all that kind of thing. So when I purchased the property, I completely gutted it. Not completely gutted it as in I tore down walls. I actually only did a couple of changes in the walls and the layouts. For the most part, I left everything else the same. But for otherwise, but I did clear everything out. I sold absolutely everything. I didn't keep anything. I think the only thing I kept when it came to what had previously existed in the house, was the flooring. I kept the parquet flooring because I really liked the parquet flooring. I kept, I think, one or two of the wallpaper designs, either completely or I just modified them a little bit. And I think that's it. I think I changed even most, if not all, of the lighting, which is unusual for me. I don't normally change the lighting. Look at all the garbage. My goodness. Um, yeah, I got rid of as much stuff. Now, I will be honest with you, I did not get 3 stars on this. I just couldn't find a couple of little bits here and there of stuff, mostly garbage and all that kind of thing. I think you just really had to move things in order to find things, and I just didn't feel like it. Now, and I'm pretty sure that's exactly what happened because when I sold, when I got rid of everything and I emptied the whole house, I found a lot of things hidden underneath furniture and underneath other items that I would not have seen when I was doing the cleaning process for this hoarding house for the job. So I'm just yeah, there's a lot to sell, so it's gonna take a while. So bear with us, with me, while we do that. Again, the most of the furniture, if not all of the furniture, I think pretty much stays, and it really did get kind of in the way of things. I would have preferred to have not had to deal with it, but yeah, and there's so much. Oh, there was so many garbage bags, so many garbage bags. In a hindsight, I wish I had brought the garbage bin in. That's usually what I do, and I did do that when I redid the property for my own. But otherwise, yeah, I didn't do that with this, and I kind of wish I had. But then again, I also wish that we had been able to sell everything and just start fresh because there were some things I just didn't understand why they kept. It just didn't make any sense to do so. So but it was what it was. Also, I've griped about this more than a few times in this game that they really need to step up their game when it comes to accessories, decorations. They do have a lot of decorations. Don't get me wrong, but if you were to put, compare House Flipper 1 and House Flipper 2, it's nothing compares to that. And especially since you can do a mod, use the community tab workshop in um, House Flipper 1. I really enjoyed that function. There was many, many times that I was going through this property as I was doing my own um, redesign of it and wishing that I had some of the things that I have in House Flipper 1. I also find that, and I don't know if anybody else does, but I find the surfaces, I guess you could say, kind of flat looking in. Now, I think I say the same thing about House Flipper 1, but I really notice it in House Flipper 2. I find the wood is very blah. I find everything very blah looking in this game, and I don't mean by the fact that the colors are blah. I mean like the grain texture of the wood paneling is kind of blah. I find the tile for the floor kind of blah. Um, I find the furniture is absolutely horrendous. I don't know what it was like. They took all their creative juices. They had dumped it all into House Flipper 1, and when they got into House Flipper 2 to use a new platform to build a new game, they had no creativity whatsoever. They were so focused on, and rightfully in a way so, they were so focused on making the game a better to a play kind of game that they just didn't bother bringing in any of the creativeness that the first game had, and that's where I find this game is really lacking, is that like just they have, not to say they haven't done stuff, they have added new like like not furniture, sorry, material texture. So like they have poplin. Poplin is a really nice texture. I use that on the stairs in my own flip. I really like the look of it. I really wish that they would they have knitted and they have burlap and all that kind of stuff. Things that have a lot of like really weird texture, and you can really see the texture, and it really changes the way your furniture looks, or your curtains look and all that kind of stuff. And I really hate it. I really wish they would just bring like cotton, just a plain cotton. The curtains in this game and the blinds in this game are absolutely atrocious. I tried to use both in my own flip, and Did not succeed very well. I did use it a couple places here and there, but they just don't look great. I really miss the actual, like, those, like, not the shades that we have in this game, like the almost like woman blind type things that we have in this game, but the actual blinds with the slatted blinds. I really miss those from the first game. I'm really hoping they eventually bring those in, because that is something that is definitely missing from this one. Because as you can see right now, I mean, I love the fact that you can change the size of the yeah. For some reason, the job only had one blind, but later on it looks like there's two. I don't know. Long story. Anyways, don't feel like getting into it. But anyways, I do appreciate the fact that you can change the width and the length of the blinds. But I like the other ones because they snapped into the frame, not the outside of the frame, but the inside of the frame, just like you would in a real, with using real blinds in your real home. And I really like that look. I love like that feel, like the clean kind of flat surface, nothing over top of your window frame against the wall, but yet you have the privacy of a blind, and I really like those, and I really wish they would bring those here. I do like the parquet floors. I don't think they have parquet floors. Do they have parquet floors in House Flipper 1? I can't remember. If they don't, then that's probably something that I definitely do like in this game. But also the mechanic of being able to put wallpaper like this, like they just added that a couple, like I think back in December, and that's awesome. That's great. I mean, it was already cool the way that we could do individual tiny little squares of wallpaper and tiling and paneling, but then when they brought that out, that was kind of a game changer. I sometimes tend to forget that you can do it, and sometimes I get a little frustrated because I want to just keep going and change direction without having to lift my finger and reset the direction. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, that some of it's a little bit annoying, but I mean, overall, that's probably one of my least uh, gripey aspects of this game. There is, like, again, you'll see that I definitely miss paint somewhere. I have no idea. I probably should have moved furniture, but I didn't want to. I do have a little bit of a gripe about the paint. Now they do have textures for paints and all that kind of stuff, and I did forget about that in my own flip. I did just flat paint on everything, including the ceiling. I did white ceilings all throughout, because you probably can't see it here, but if you see kind of in the top right left no top right corner there, the ceiling in the living room is actually the same wallpaper as it is on the wall. I didn't even notice that when I was doing this flip, because I never looked on the ceiling, because it wasn't part of the job, or maybe if it was, I just never noticed it. But yeah, I painted all the ceilings just flat white. They originally had stucco in a lot of the ceilings elsewhere, like in the bathrooms and that. But I personally do not like stucco, so I definitely didn't use it in my game. Um, yeah, this was a very, very simple little kitchen. See, I don't understand why we got rid of the other kitchen cabinets, but we didn't get rid of those few that are all raggedy and disgusting. I get it. It's a hoarder. Usually when you go in to do a hoarding house, you're going in there to get rid of the garbage and just clean and make it livable. You're not necessarily doing renovations, but I mean, they already had to do some renovations already. Why not just do more? Like, I don't really understand. Like, there's just a couple of cabinets. Like, just go ahead and do it. Instead of giving me X number of dollars to do the project, they should just like completely revamp it. But maybe I guess maybe the owner just didn't want it that way. I have no idea. I actually put stuff in the fridge and the bread box. Isn't this exciting? I hate the decorations and the accessories. Number one, they need shelves in these cupboards. The fact that there's no shelves in these cupboards absolutely drives me insane. Not that I am very, uh, I guess I don't frequently put stuff in my cupboards in my games, but still, the principle is there. You need to have shelves in your cupboards, because you want more than one little shelf to put this huge cupboard, and then you have one little shelf, and that's it. That's all you do. I even put the cutlery in the drawer. I was kind of surprised I did that, but I did do it. Yeah, there was even more garbage upstairs. Yep. There was lots of garbage up. This is definitely where I said, "Oh, I definitely should have brought the garbage bin in." This was a cute little area for an office space. I got rid of it, but nice little area for a little home office kind of thing. Not sure how anybody could possibly work in there, but you'll see soon that I realize that there's something else going on in this property, and the reason why things are the way they are. I originally just thought it was someone who, and as it turned out, a gentleman who, just had a hoarding problem and just, for whatever reason. Um, I think ultimately this person was depressed, and I think they were sad for reasons that I will explain when we get to it. But yeah, if you haven't done this flip, it will. It's a. It definitely brings up some questions about what the actual, because when I came into this, I thought, oh yeah, it's just a house to clean, cool, and there was lots to clean. There was lots of cleaning, lots of garbage, all that kind of stuff. Great, but then you get upstairs and you start seeing things and you question, like, that doesn't seem normal. You know what I mean? Like, there's just some things I'm going, like something's not right here. And right now we're still on the main floor, which I didn't realize was such a long process. So if I pause and I don't talk, I think that's just because I'm just letting the video play. Also, like I said earlier, there's a basement, and the basement also brought some questions to my head, to me. Like, maybe question some things. Um, and I'll explain it when we get down there, because yeah, I don't know if the creator for this level if did what they did, for this reason that I think, if there's a story in this flip. um I'm not sure if it's the story that I'm thinking it is, but if it is, then oh my gosh, you know what I mean. There's something not right. um I'm trying not to say it because I want to show you when we get to that point. um Cute little bathroom, very usable. I don't understand the bulkheads above the windows. They had a bulkhead above the upper cabinets in the kitchen too. I got rid of those. I didn't. I like a nice flat wall. I tried to use it here in the bathroom. I think because the small little bathroom was my first room in the entire house that I actually completely did, and I did try to use it, but I didn't like it, so I just got rid of it altogether. I didn't change any of the windows, which is shocking. Normally in these, I usually change all the windows, but I kept all the windows. Um, See, this is where the curtains drove me a little crazy, because I mean, I would put those curtains probably actually, against the window. This is where the bulkhead annoyed me too as well. I mean, I ended up shortening it so that it could, fit, but didn't fit quite the way I would want to. Also, I don't understand why they made it so that you can change the length of the drapes, but you cannot change the width of the drapes. Makes no sense. I've said this once before. I do not understand the thought process in that. That was completely strange. Um, because really, some of these windows, especially if you put more than one window together, like in the living room, I think it's actually in the bedroom, the main bedroom, there are 3 windows together. None of the curtains can fit across 3 windows. Some of them can barely fit across one large window, let alone 3 windows. I know I had this problem in House Flipper 1 as well. Yeah, so this is as I was saying, sorry, I had to stop briefly to go do a little bit of editing. I took a 2-second break and all that kind of stuff, so I had to edit something out as I was talking. I didn't think I had to do any editing, so I didn't watch this first before I started doing the voiceover for it. We're about to get to the area that is giving me some question. And well, one of the first area that's starting to give me some question, make me wonder what's really going on in this homeowner, not the developer, but let's say there's an actual homeowner of this property, like what's really going on. So, um, yeah, I couldn't get everything. The office was very cluttered. I had definitely had some issues here. Sorry, I just hit my mic. But yeah, so again, love the flooring. I even kept the flooring, the parquet flooring upstairs. Actually, oh no, actually, this isn't parquet flooring upstairs. I think I moved the parquet flooring upstairs because I liked it so much. I figured I'd just continue it all the way upstairs. Um, oh, that's a bedroom. That's a closet. Oh, and then yeah, I didn't. You don't see what you haven't seen yet what I've seen yet. Um, you will, trust me. Um, I think the one bedroom holds secrets and all that and I could be just reading into it. I could be just reading into it uh in ways that don't actually exist. But yeah, this is a very small bathroom. Also, I did expand the bathroom up here because it was very small in my opinion. Didn't do a very good job apparently of tiling though. That's sad, but nothing unusual for me. If you know me, I tend to always screw up a little bit on my painting and my paneling and all that kind of stuff. I just didn't see it until now, though. I missed that part somehow. Don't understand the rubber ducky either, because I'm pretty sure this gentleman is, single and on his own kind of thing. I don't ever use these shelves. I don't know why. Probably because I don't really find them very usable for anything. I did use green in my flip as well. Not in this bathroom, but in a different capacity, in a different way. But yeah, that's I started off in my usual bland, boring way, and I got a little bit more adventurous when I got to the second floor. I'm not sure why. I just if I have a tendency to go on Pinterest to check out flooring ideas and paint colors and ideas for color combinations and all that kind of stuff. And I was on Pinterest trying to look at what to do for the walls, for wallpaper and all that kind of thing for the bathroom upstairs, which was I think the first room I did upstairs. And I ended up becoming kind of adventurous in my color schemes and all that kind of stuff. You'll see when I show you what I did with the property. It took me quite a while to do the property too. This I was working on late at night. I was doing it till like 1 o'clock in the morning, which is very unusual for me, even on a weekend, to stay up so late. But I became a little bit obsessed. I had been doing lots of work throughout the day, just doing lots of video editing, and decided I just wanted to play a game for the sake of playing a game. So that's what I did. I played this. And then after doing it, I first thing I did pretty much when I woke up after I had my coffee this morning was I ended up going ahead and uh, playing it as just a house to flip and redo. And I spent many hours on it. It's been a while since I've sat down and just played for hours and hours on House Flipper. Usually I just try to fly right through the jobs and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so this is the room that makes me start to question, because you'll notice that there's no garbage in here. There's some spider webs. But overall, the room looks pretty much pristine, like it has been looked after. The floor's a little dirty and a little worn out, but otherwise, for the most part, it's pretty clean. And it looks like a boy's room. Does it not? Does it not look like a little boy's room? And it's like this room was kept in pristine condition, whereas the rest of the house kind of fell into complete disaster. And my thought is that this gentleman was a father and he lost his child. And you can see he's putting fresh flowers. They're putting fresh flowers in the vase, and there's dried flowers on the bed, and there's a present in the corner that's unopened, and that's the only thing. That's the only explanation I can like. Because why would you have the rest of your house pretty much completely, almost like destroyed and unlivable. And then you have one room, this one little room, one bedroom that is, pristine condition. And that's the only thing I can think of. Now we're gonna go into the basement, and this is where it gets really kind of creepy. At first I was like, oh, there's lots of mess to do, da, da, da. And then I started looking around, and I'm like, does this look like a basement? Or does this look like a dungeon? I went with the latter. It looks like a dungeon. And I don't know if the creator of this property intended it to look that way. It looks like it's very deliberately done. But, I mean, it seems a little dark and dank and spooky. And even some of the cleaning, and you can't really see it in the video, but even some of the stuff that you clean up doesn't necessarily look like dirt or, it looks like if they had added a little red coloring to it, it makes it look like something else maybe had been going on in that basement. I just, like, the only thing missing, like, I just feel like there's, I almost feel like this was a dungeon, like he was holding, like someone was being held hostage here. And that's just the feeling that I got. I got the real major icky creeps when I got into this basement. And maybe I'm the only one who probably I have no idea what to do with that pipe, by the way. I don't know what to do with that pipe. I just threw it on the wall and that was it. Um, I got major ick factor from this. Ooh, see, look at all that splashes. Yes, could be dirt, but my brain went to my brain went to, like, bleach. And you know what bleach is really good for cleaning up? It's good for cleaning up red stuff that, spills liquidy from the body, if you get my drift. And that's what my brain went to. And it could just be because I watch and listen to a lot of, stuff about serial killers, and lots of other dark stuff. I shouldn't even talk about that kind of stuff. But yeah, I watch some really dark stuff, and that's where my brain went. And it was, I don't know. I don't know if that's what the intent was, but that was what went through my brain. That's what went through my brain. And yeah, so at least there was a garbage bin down here. But yeah, I mean, it looks much nicer down here now. I mean, it's much cleaner, but it still looks like a dungeon. I don't know. Does anybody else have their basement looking like that? Am I the only, like, am I being weird thinking that it looks like a dungeon? I don't know. See, there was another blind, and then I tried to put another blind up, and then I fixed it and da da da. And when I went back to try to put a second blind up, there was only one blind. So I don't know what the heck's going on with that. There was a bit of a glitch in that, which is fair because, I mean, it is a property, a sandbox mode kind of property. But I think we're about to get to the point where I'm going to be ending the job soon, and then I will slow down the video so that you can see it in the before and after, and then we'll come back and look at it, what I did with the property. So I will be right back. So I am back, and this is my what my I guess concept. I'm not sure, but what I chose to do with this house, if I was actually had bought it and flipped it and turned it into something, you'll notice that I didn't do much in the backyard, but I did add a back door and back stairs because I realized as I was working on this house that there was no back door, which is not okay. I didn't do much. It's very bland and boring, but very simple. I left the downstairs very simple, just a couple entrance ways and a little hallway, just store your keys and your cell phone and all that kind of stuff. The living room is nice and bright now. I think it is so much brighter than it was before. It was very dark and dank, almost kind of before. No TV, no electronics, but it's definitely a very nice, usable space. The kitchen is very much the opposite. It is very dark and almost manly and heavy, but that's the kind of kitchen I like. I like black and I like dark woods. This is a little eating area I created, kind of like, because I really didn't know what to do with this space, so I just threw a little table and chairs there, because I figured, you could sit there and have your coffee or breakfast in the morning kind of thing. This is the main floor two-piece bathroom. Nice bright green. I really enjoy this. I think it turned out really nicely. First, we're going to go, though, upstairs. I just realized there's something on the floor. I don't know what hell happened there, but anyways, I didn't do anything with the wallpaper here. In fact, I just fixed it, and that was it, and carried the flooring up here. Now, this is where things got a bit colorful. This is why I ended up saying, that's why I was saying that I went from being bland and boring on the main floor to being bright and colorful. And I had been looking at some bohemian style and colored wallpaper on Pinterest, and that was where my inspiration came from. The bedroom here I kind of just left kind of the same, but same style with the paneling going up about 3/4 of the way up the wall, or 2/3 of the way up the wall, with wallpaper above it. Really didn't change much, but you do notice that I did expand the bathroom and got rid of that little area there that had been a little desk and office area. So this room was not what I had planned on doing. It ended up being a little girl's room, but I saw the wallpaper, those moon kind of wallpaper that came out with the Halloween update, and I decided to want to use it, and I wanted to use it in a color that I don't normally go for, and I went with pink. So I made it into a little girl's room with cute little pictures. This is just a little closet that I put some shelving in. Nothing very exciting. Like I said, the main floor is kind of my same kind of main floor. Oh, I did kept getting stuck. My head kept getting stuck on the stairs. That's one thing about this game that's kind of annoying. Laundry room, nice and bright and clean and white, with some yellow from some brightness. With the back door being right there and leading right into, directly ahead of it would have been the kitchen. And we go down to the basement, which is much nicer now looking. I still ended up having a little dark. I planned on doing everything white, didn't like the all white, and so I ended up doing wood paneling, and it kind of looks like pretty much every basement I've ever been in, other than the occasional basement that is completely finished. The floor is that brushed concrete, which I absolutely love. The walls are some sort of paneling. I don't remember what it is, but it's paneling, and some basic furnishing and TV and a fireplace and something just to keep cozy and warm. Spare bedroom. Or maybe it's not a spare bedroom, maybe just an actual used bedroom, but I think just a spare bedroom. And another spare bedroom with a bunk beds, and that was it. So I definitely think it looks a lot less like a dungeon than it did before. But yeah, that was it. I have a little desk area over there, and that was my take on this house, which I really rather like. I would live in this house totally. I didn't. It took me. I don't know how many hours to do it because it doesn't tell me, but it it was nice. I enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I will see you in the next video. And talk to you again later. Thanks. Bye bye.